Start of the fourth quarter from San Francisco, California. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but you won't want to miss the fourth. Santa Fe 24, DC 22, as we head it back down to the field. And DC was just about to snap it as we begin the fourth quarter. DC on the move. And the handoff went to Snowden. It's going to be a loss of about a half a yard. And it'll be second and goal at the 4 for DC to start the fourth.
Yeah, I think Santa Fe is going to try to put the clamps down here, but DC, they still got that man. Richard Snowden, baby.
If Santa Fe want to win this game, they better clamp down.
Two receivers, one to either side. Revan has been hot. Out of the eyes. Snowden, second and goal from the 4. Zuli gonna throw. Zuli against a blitz. They brought everybody, and Zuli got sacked a loss of 6 yards. There's the blitz being effective. Zuli got confused. Third and goal.
Well, we called it out earlier that this is one of the things that Santa Fe needed to do more. They were giving Zuli way too much time. They did it on second down. Got a huge sack there to create up a very long third and goal from the 10.
Third down. 3 receivers, Zuli, empty backfield. It's going to be on him, and he's going to be sacked back at the 19-yard line. Back-to-back sacks. Zuli upset with himself, but Santa Fe's pressure creates the field goal.
Wow. To me, I don't understand it. Zuli has one of the quickest releases in the SFL, and he holds the ball like it's a loaf of bread.
Another thing is I don't understand how is that your second and goal, you don't give it to your star running back. I mean, this guy has carried your team throughout the playoffs.
Shades of Seattle.
Well, you know, I think in his defense, I think he saw on second down. They had 8 in the box, and they looked like they were bringing it. Snowden wasn't getting out of that either. Third down a little bit was actually they actually dropped into a zone and they blitzed the corner. That was something we haven't seen from the whole game. And I think it threw Zuli off and wound up, forcing field goal attempt.
35-yard field goal is good, and we have yet another lead change, our first of the fourth quarter. Your new score here on the SFL Championship game from San Francisco, California, DC 25, Santa Fe 24, 10:40 left.
So now, I think the story right now is what is Santa Fe's offense going to do? Garcia's kind of been up and down throughout this game. He's had moments of brilliance where he's looked really good, and he's also had 2 drives in a row that he threw an interception. So what are they going to do? Montoya kind of showed out a little bit on his last drive, wound up getting a touchdown for him. So what's Santa Fe going to do, and how's DC going to counteract?
I think what begs the question here is, how are these owners holding up? I mean, the teams are going back and forth. They're both first-time owners, new franchises, and these owners have got to be, the butterflies have got to be churning in the old stomach.
I think Destro's dead. I haven't heard him talk in a long time. I think he's a goner. Yeah. They're playing for him.
I think Destro does a lot of pacing back and forth.
Yeah. I think so too.
And Garcia's going to have to be patient. You can't force his throws.
First down and 10 for Santa Fe to start the drive. Back to pass, Garcia floats it. Oh boy, Ulysses Moore almost dropped that pass. Ended up having to cradle it. Only a 3-yard gain, second and 7.
DC countered exactly what Santa Fe did on the last play. They brought the corner on this play. Garcia just did a little bit better job of finding an opening and completing the pass.
I think Santa Fe wants to walk down this field. If they get a little bit more involved, I think they'll find that'll be advantageous to them.
Second down and 7, back to pass, Garcia. Garcia going to go deep down the right-hand side. That pass is caught by Quick in coverage. Nick T. Quick was silent the last couple of quarters. He's come up huge, first down.
That's with Quick, baby. That's with Quick. Watch those.
Baltimore crowd.
Been quiet outside of the first quarter.
Yeah.
He had a huge first quarter, and then he's been kind of quiet, and all of a sudden, man, we saw that out of Snowden last week. Great first quarter, quiet second, end of the third, and also he broke out. Was Quick going to be the star of the game in the fourth quarter of this game?
One can only hope. At least the ownership for the Santa Fe Gorillas.
First down and 10, into DC territory, Garcia. Back to pass, nobody is open, but finally finds a wide open Mora. He took a shot from Trevelyan, but picks up a first down to the 34, and Daniel Garcia has found his mojo once again.
Devon, Moro just running free out there.
Yeah, he is. You you can just see it here. I don't know what's going on with the second half as DC's defense. The linebacker core is going to have to tighten up in that zone.
Two receivers, both to the bottom of the formation. That is Bosco, I believe, in the slot. Quick bottom of the screen, out of the eye. Garcia back to pass. Garcia will flip it out to Bosco, and Bosco, oh boy, I can't believe they didn't throw a flag on that. That was a late hit out of bounds. Bosco makes his 9th catch of the game, gives Trevelyan a friendly tap on the head, and it's 2nd and 5.
You know these referees all went to the Stevie Wonder School of Refereeing.
I think DC is going to have to take a play out of Santa Fe's playbook on the last drive that we saw right at the end of the last drive and start blitzing more. They're giving Garcia too much time now. Garcia is looking way too comfortable in the pocket.
2nd down and 5, DC up 1. Santa Fe on the move again. That pass down the field. Oh, it's picked off the tip, and that is Gallion on the interception. The role-playing linebacker makes the play. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Garcia had a different receiver. That was quick. He was wide open.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Garcia needs to stay patient. When you rush your throws, you pick the wrong route. I mean, the wrong receiver to throw it to you.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Did he just feel Garcia? Did he just get too comfortable there?
I think he did, Greg. Like Cam said, he had Quick right across the middle, going the opposite direction.
Well, they didn't blitz, but what they did do is they stunned their defensive tackles, and I think that confused him, and he got happy feet and forced the throw.
8:20 to go in the 4th. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit more about as Snowden takes the carry to the left side, Montero, another tackle against the run. I wanted to talk more about, off season and, next season. But the game's too good. You can't pull away from it.
There's a post-game show for that game.
That's true. That's true.
If he has a voice.
We'll see. As this one gets along, there's always a chance that it goes away.
Right.
I'm starting to feel that pounding in my head, fellas. 7:56 to go in the 4th. DC up by 1 after the 2-yard run from Snowden. Snowden gets it for a 2nd straight time. Snowden dragged down by Alvarado. No gain on the play. And Snowden, who was Mr. 4th quarter last week, is not looking like that right now.
This Santa Fe defense seems to be they're starting to clamp down. What do you think?
Well, I was just going to say, they ran to the right, and they know it hasn't worked the whole game. The interesting thing is that Santa Fe shifted to their right, which was the left, almost like they're expecting the run to the left, but they ran it to the right, and they were there, and they got to get him open to the left side of the field. 3rd
down 8, split backs. Corky has been very quiet. He's had a couple of drops today. They're going to flip it out. That's a backwards pass, one-hand catch from Snowden, and Snowden is whacked at the 32-yard line. It'll be a 4th down, and a nice stop for the Santa Fe defense. Down 1. They'll get the football back. 7 minutes to go.
That's the defense that we know Santa Fe can play. Devon, I mean, I know you've seen a few games with Santa Fe. What do you think?
Hey, they're showing why they're the number 1 team in the league right now, as far as with this defense.
DC kicks it away. I don't think Lindstrom's going to be putting this inside the 20. Santa Fe, decent return out to the 35-yard line. 6:46 remaining on the clock. Santa Fe down 1 with a title on the line.
So how is Garcia going to respond? That's his 3rd interception in this game. What is he going to do? And what is the coaching staff? How are they going to adapt to it? Is Montoya going to become a bigger part of the offense now? Or are they going to keep trying to get Garcia to throw and take more risk in another interception? Obviously, their defense stood tall there and got the ball back, but you don't want to have that happen in the 4th quarter of a championship game. Like, that was the worst case scenario, and they got the best case with their defense.
Garcia back to pass, flips it out right side, wide open. Mora's got a 1st down to the Santa Fe 46. It's Mora that's coming alive in the 4th for Santa Fe.
Getting back to your point, Mike, I think Garcia continues to do what he's been doing because, if that's the horse that got you there, you got to keep riding.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about that. Just 3 interceptions, man. I know. It's hard to say, I mean, you live and die.
Garcia, Bosco saved his quarterback on that one. Excuse me, sir, that's my football. 1st down to the 43.
Garcia is a gunslinger. He's not going to stop. I mean, that is who he is.
Yeah.
He's a gunslinger. He's going to continue to do that, right, Damon?
Exactly. And to tie it in with Mike here is that, this guy here, man, is just an awesome quarterback, man. As far as 3 picks, look at the score. Defense is doing something, right?
25-24, DC up 1 despite +3 in the turnover department. Back to pass, Garcia flips it outside. Bosco, he taps the toes, gets 4 to the DC 38. Both Bosco, Mora, and Quick, all of them are now racking up the catches.
That was just a sweet throw there. Just tippy toe and just a beautiful, beautiful pass.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier in that they can't leave him sit back in the pocket and be comfortable. They got to do more of those stunts that they did. You got to blitz some guys. You got to put pressure on this guy and force him to make mistakes. Don't give him time, otherwise he'll pick you apart.
2nd and 6. 6 in the box for DC, trying to protect a 1-point advantage. Or coming down to crunch time here. Garcia steps up in the pocket. Garcia's got time. Fires down the middle of the field. That pass caught by Quick to the 25-yard line. First down. Santa Fe. Beautiful job by Garcia, escaping pressure.
That was Garcia being cool and calm like a cucumber under pressure, right, Mike? What do you think?
Well, they brought a linebacker blitz to the right side of the offensive line, but they took too much away from the left side and left them a huge area to roll out to and create time for himself to find the open receiver.
Great point by True Shot Caller 1 in the chat. Santa Fe has a history of winning games even when they throw a bunch of interceptions. In fact, they've won 2 games this year when Garcia has thrown 5 interceptions, and he drops back to pass. He's going to go deep, and that pass is incomplete. Bosco had a chance. Oakenshield laid the wood. It's 2nd down.
If Garcia throws 5 interceptions this game, I guarantee they're not going to win.
Especially with 4:43 left.
And Garcia reminds me of the great gunslinger, former SFL player Brett Favre, who threw a lot of interceptions in his career, but had an outstanding career as well.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I was actually thinking that earlier. That's a good comparison.
4:43 to go in the ball game. Santa Fe down 1, but in scoring position to potentially regain the lead. Back to pass, Garcia, and he's going to flip it left side. That pass is tipped up in the air and incomplete. It was out there for the taking. That was the 14th target to Juan Bosco. DJ Greenwood there on the coverage once again. 3rd down.
Yeah, DJ Greenwood is a guy, he's just so good in zone and man. I think he's better in zone than he is man.
And Bosco, 11 catches. Kind of a quiet 11. He hasn't.
Very quiet.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's done a whole lot, but 11 catches, that's impressive.
It always seems like he has a quiet whatever he has.
Because he's a quiet guy.
I think he doesn't score a lot of touchdowns. That might be it.
4:43 to go. Back to pass, Garcia. Garcia's in trouble, and he just got the football away. Good pressure by DC. Haven't seen that often today, and it's 4th down. The field goal unit will come on.
Yeah, he's pretty much had his way back there in the pocket. I mean, he's had time just to throw. I mean, Mike was pointing that out.
Well, and they did a good job there of wait. I mean, I don't know if I like so much that they waited until 3rd down to do it, but they did at least make the adjustment on 3rd down, get the pressure on him, force the field goal. Wish they would have done a little bit earlier in the drive to keep them out of field goal range so they could preserve their lead, but it did force a long field goal.
4:43 to go in the 4th. Seth, this can put Santa Fe up by 2. 42-yard field goal. That's good, and we have seen nothing but good things out of the kickers today. Still a lot of pressure-packed moments to come. 27-25, Santa Fe by 2. And is it Snowden time, Damon?
Hey, I think so. You got to give it to your workhorse. The guy that got you here, the guy that carried this entire team on his back. You got to give it to the guy, man, who has been outstanding throughout the playoffs and through the end of the regular season.
What was that quote you said? Big play as well?
Make big-time plays in big-time games.
There you go.
Mike, what do you think when you're weighing, what got you here and what's been more successful? I think some could say Zuli, even though he's held the ball a couple of times too long, has a great quarterback rating, has been turnover free. Do you ride who got you here, or do you ride the hot hand, which right now is Zuli revving in the passing game?
We've used this phrase before, heat check. I think you got to at least put it in his hands. He hasn't been hot yet, but you got to put it in his hands to see if he's going to get hot. Now, you can't run to the right. We've seen that doesn't work at all. But get him out to the left, get him out to the left side where you throw screen passes, run to the left. You got to get in his hands, at least see if he's going to get hot and carry you in this 4th quarter.
27-25. We'll see what's going to unfold. Corky's to the bottom of the screen. Back to pass Zuli. Going to flip it out Snowden. Snowden's got to make a man miss. He won't do that against this team. That's only a 3-yard gain. Santa Fe, one of the best tackling teams in the league, 2nd and 7.
I wish they had a stat for tackling and missed tackling, because I do believe Santa Fe would lead in that stat.
In the least missed tackles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're super sound defensively, and once they get their hands on you, they wrap you up.
2nd and 7. 4:18 to go in the 4th quarter. 3 down linemen for Santa Fe. And Zuli will hand off to Snowden around the left side. Snowden will try to bounce it outside, but again, Alvarado and Flores there on the tackle. 120 yards, 26 carries. Now it's 3rd and 4.
It's kind of a quiet 120 yards.
Yeah, it is. But like we were just discussing, Santa Fe, boy, they get those clamps on you, man. They got you. They've had very few missed tackles this game.
3:52 to go. Santa Fe by 2. Zuli is calling out an audible. Back to pass. Zuli fires left side, caught 1 yard shy of the first down. It's 4th and 1. Damon, I think you got to punt the ball here.
I do agree with you that you do have to punt the ball here, even though there's 3 minutes, 40-something seconds left in the game. You have to punt it. Ride your defense.
Mike was under great distress watching him 1 yard shy of the sticks.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness,
I'm the gunslinger.
The offense is out on the field again.
Oh, wow.
4th and 1. They got a 4th and 2. They got Santa Fe to jump earlier, and they're going to snap it to Snowden, and they got the first down. CLUTCH clutch. First down to the
That's
43.
Ballsy,
Wow.
ballsy call. I mean,
What a call.
You got to give a ton of credit to the courage it takes to run that play on your own side of the field. Even like, I mean, that could be a play that wins you a championship.
DC has mad cojones.
First and 10 at the 43. Unbelievable. That's what champions are made of, and they put it in Snowden's hands. Zuli back to pass. Has time. Zuli right side. That pass is caught by Revan to the 42-yard line.
Wow.
It just guys stepping up, and Revan has stepped up more than anybody else on this Dragon team today.
But getting back, Mike, when the Dragons went for it on 4th down, don't you agree that probably was a good play, because Santa Fe's offense has been such that they may not have seen the ball again if they had punted.
Well, and Garcia also threw 3 interceptions. I don't know. I like the call because it worked, and if it didn't, we think they're idiots. So I mean, it was ballsy. I like you're going for the jugular, because now you could potentially control the ball for the rest of the game, kick a field goal, win the game, and you can take home the championship.
Hand off Snowden. Snowden's got. Oh, he lost the ball. It's recovered by Santa Fe. They picked it up with 3:05 to go in the 4th. And just like Overstreet last week in a key moment, a star running back cost the football up. There you go. 3:05 left. The voices toast.
The upside to this for DC is now their defense has to come to play, but they're not in egregious field position. If they can hold here, they can get the ball back with still enough time and not very bad field position.
Wow.
You know, Quickie, you said it best that when Santa Fe grabs you, they grab you, they don't let you go. Their mascot is gorillas. I'm pretty sure everyone on that team has big hands.
I mean, wow. Who would ever expect Snowden, the way he plays in the games, to do that?
Garcia deep. That pass knocked away. Dangerous ball. Dominic Porter knocks it away.
The playmaker.
2nd and 10.
Well, I called it earlier in the game when he was throwing balls and the defense was getting their hands on it, and he wound up throwing an interception. I'm not going to go out on a limb and call that here, but we've seen that if early in drives he lets them get their hands on it, he'll turn the ball over. So that's something that the Santa Fe coaching staff's got to be aware of here and try to call some plays to minimize that chance. They have the lead here. They don't want to give it up.
DC all 3 timeouts. That stops the clock with that incomplete pass. Saves DC some time. Hand off Montoya. He is blown over the backfield. Triple team back at the 37. A 4-yard loss. What are you saying over there?
A great defense by DC on this
Oh.
play here to read that Santa Fe was coming out in a run formation, and that left outside linebacker just blew up.
You went rogue on me. I didn't know what you were saying over there. I thought you were just screaming out. It's just, oh, Greg, killing me. 3rd down and 14, 2:28 to go in the 4th. 27-25, Santa Fe up 2. They're trying to bleed some clock. Down to about 2:22, and Garcia snaps it. Garcia deep ball down the left side. That pass is perfectly placed. Juan Bosco. First down and a match with 2:17 left for the Gorillas into DC territory.
You know, this still isn't bad for DC. Would you say that, Mike? I mean, they're still in this thing.
Well, yeah. The problem is if they give up a touchdown, they're down by 9 and they're done.
Yeah, they can't do that.
Yeah, they can't give up a touchdown, and they've got to quit being so soft on the outsides. And at this point, you know you're going to lose if they score a touchdown. So I would think, much like you did on offense, you go for it on 4th down, you pin your ears back, you send a linebacker or 2, and you say, we're going to force you, you're going to throw an interception, you're going to beat us, we're going to leave it all out on the field.
2 receivers left side. That's Quick and Bosco. Back to pass. Garcia looking around. Garcia needs to get rid of it. And hit as he threw. Garcia for the 2nd time in this game. Very lucky to not take a sack.
Yeah, you said it, Mike, that they need to get some pressure on the quarterback, and right there, that's just what DC did. I was going to say also that DC need to tighten up on the corners and also bring some pressure with those linebackers because Santa Fe is not beating you in the run game.
They're not, and they also, I mean, like you said, they can't leave the safeties out there to make the plays because they haven't done it in this game. They've gotten beat. They got to bring pressure. They got to force Garcia to make a mistake.
This is where champions are made of. 2nd down and 10. Isaac Montoya takes a carry. He didn't get much. That's only a 1-yard gain. O'Brien on the tackle, who actually had that earlier interception. I falsely credited Gallion, and we have hit the 2-minute warning. It's 3rd and 9. Santa Fe. We pause 10 seconds for station identification along a host of SFL radio networks. This is the SFL title game.
DMV's home to the Dragon, 97.7 WDMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. The Dungeon.
3rd down and 9. Outside of field goal range, Santa Fe up 2. With a 4-2-5 defensive look, the line shifts from right to left. Garcia is out of the gun with Montoya to his left. Back to pass, Garcia in the pocket, has some time, throws it left. The pass is caught, and that is, I believe, Bosco. DC had to burn a timeout. It was Mora. A beautiful throw from Garcia.
Well, that's, I just mentioned it at the play before. They got to pin their ears back and go after him, and they can't leave the safeties to make the plays out there, and they did. They went with the 2 high safeties. Right. They attacked it. They gave him way too much time to throw, and that might have cost them the game.
Yeah, and the DC coordinators keep calling this cover 2 defense is just really eating them alive.
But I think Santa Fe's treading water here throwing the ball. I would run the ball because the clock is their friend right now.
I think you'll probably see it more here. You would hope.
Out of the shotgun, Garcia has thrown 3 picks already today. He's going to throw again and flip it. Oh, that's going to stop the clock. That saves DC a timeout. No gain. What a big play, because DC can still force a field goal and get the football back.
Yeah, I think Santa Fe they're doing themselves a disservice by passing the ball.
Well, yeah.
They haven't been, striking hay here by running the ball, but the clock is in their favor now.
Yeah, at this point, you got to run the ball, make them use their last 2 timeouts, try to take as much off. They should have ran it there, because now you got an opportunity that they can take not much more time off and force a 4th down and a field goal. So questionable play calling here for sure.
2nd and 10 of the 18. Santa Fe going big or going home as Garcia. Look at the time for Garcia, but nobody's open, and Garcia is sacked. A loss of 5.
Wow.
Engelberger on the sack. There was just nobody. They had the flats covered. He couldn't find anybody down the field.
Great coverage down the field. One of those situations where you don't actually bring pressure, but your defense stands on its head, covered everywhere. Garcia doing what we accused Zuli of doing, holding on to the ball too long. Winds up taking a huge sack there. And DC's got themselves in a favorable position.
3rd down and 15. If you throw here, you have a better chance at a 1st down, but who knows? Garcia back to pass. He better get rid of it. That pass in the middle is knocked away. Ambush had his back turned. Otherwise, he could have picked it off. And it's 4th down and one last crack at it for DC.
Well, DC gets to keep their timeout, too.
Yeah.
So they're potentially down 5, so they need a touchdown, which we'll see if they make the field goal.
Yeah.
But potentially down 5, but they still have 1:38 to go, and they have a timeout in their pocket. They're actually not in terrible shape.
And that's all due to the fact that Santa Fe chose to throw the ball instead of run. They're like I said, they hadn't been doing very much in the run with Montoya, but the clock is their friend now.
Yep, it shows that just goes to show you that there's poor clock management by the Santa Fe coaching staff.
We know, fellas, that these field goals are not gimmies. Santa Fe from 41 to go up by 5. It's been a back and forth contest all game, and we haven't had a big lead by either team at all. That field goal from 40 is good. It's 30-25, and here comes Richard Snowden, Greg Corky, and the DC offense with a chance at a title.
Well, Corky, mentioning his name, he's been kind of silent in this game.
Really silent,
But if there's going to be somebody that's going to step up and bring you to the promised land, it's got to be him. You can't rely on Snowden here. You only have 1 timeout. You can't throw it really short. You got to take some shots at Corky and let him win the game for you.
Yeah, this is for all the marbles. I see Zuli just letting it all hang out, becoming the gunslinger that we know he can be. And Greg Corky, you're about to get fed.
DC 25, Santa Fe 31-38 to go in the ball game. The Dragons on the kickoff return pass. Oh, goodness. Don't show your mama that highlight clip.
Blew him up.
to the 31-yard line, and he gets up and he says, look at the scoreboard, and then he realizes, oh, we're down by 5.
He was concussed.
Well, he thought he was Parkey Chol trying to spin there and didn't realize he was just a nobody that got back there returning kicks. Don't want to see that. Good thing he held on to the ball because that was a scary moment there.
One timeout for the Dragons, 3 for the Gorillas, 30-25. 3 wide receivers, Corky being defended by Frank Flores, who's had a phenomenal game. We haven't probably addressed it enough. Zuli back to pass, 90 seconds to go, over the middle, wide open. That pass is caught, 9-yard gain.
Well, nice little post route on the slot receiver over there. Completes a little bit short of the first down, but they get it. They pick up a nice 9-yard gain. Actually, yeah, 2nd and 1. So that was a great first play of the drive.
2nd and 1 to the 40, 1:15 to go. Zuli back to pass. Zuli will flip it outside. That's Revit. He was out of bounds. Led him too far. 3rd down and 1. 1:08 to play.
But they've got 4 downs. I mean, there's no more punting in this game.
Oh, and we're going to have another challenge here.
Oh, we're about to move.
Yeah, I didn't hate that play there. I mean, you're trying to get him out of bounds. It's short. Zuli, though, this is what we're seeing a lot with him on these little out of bounds. He leads them too much, and they're always questionable balls on the sideline.
And especially if you throw it to the short end of the field, too.
Right.
So,
Yeah, he just let him way too far. He let him out of bounds.
Yeah.
Revin ran a great route there, and then he had to go get it.
Excellent.
Review the play
Zuli's been doing a
stands.
lot in this game,
The
and
pass was incomplete.
he's going to have
The catch was
to
made out of bounds.
shore that up. He can't have
3rd
guys
down.
running great routes like that and then throw it out of bounds.
3rd down, 1 yard to go for the Dragons. They have 1 timeout, 1:08 to go. This is, and Luthorn 16 said it again, it's the best game today. And, you compete with the NFL, but, sometimes you can prove, hey, you're just as good out there. 3rd down and 1. Back to pass, Zuli. Oh, they shoveled it! They shoveled it for the 1st down of the Gorilla 49. I'm speechless.
I was just going to say, do you think they run it here just to kind of throw them off, especially with the timeout? They go with the shovel pass. They complete it. Great call.
Zuli, deep, it is! Oh, Corky dropped it! He dropped it again! It is 2nd and 10. I still can't believe he shovel passed it. Good Lord.
Cameron's going to have a heart attack.
I thought Corky was going to come down with that ball when he went
I'm
up
surprised he didn't, and that's got to be highly disappointing to DC to see Corky playing the way he is in this game.
I just hope he don't beat himself up for it.
2nd down and 10, trips to the right side. Santa Fe up by 5. DC getting creative on the move. Swings it out to Snowden. Snowden's got some blockers in front of him. And Snowden, good job by Santa Fe, and he didn't get out of bounds. 3rd and 4.
Yeah, he's got to run out of bounds there and try to stop the clock. I mean, they're wasting way too much time here.
36 seconds to go. Trips, 3rd down for Zuli. Back to pass. Oh, the pressure right in his face, and he's sacked, and they have to burn their last timeout. Great pressure from the Gorillas.
That was a nice defensive play by Mr. Reggie.
You can see this guy stumbles and gets up and makes the play.
Nice.
And the lineman just like completely forgot what his assignment is. He's falling all over the ground. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Zuli's not paying attention.
That's called
He wants,
not
that was a crazy.
Well, this is it. Do
Yeah.
or die.
4th and 9. Santa Fe's defense can win a championship here, or Zuli can put his name on the statue.
4th and 9. Oh, Santa Fe jumped offside. Free play. Pass caught by Revin. And I think he got the 1st down. Woo-wee. Santa Fe buckling under pressure. We're going to have to see. That was very close to moving the sticks because you have to take the penalty if you didn't get it.
Number 95.
That they did not get it. I would be surprised we didn't get a booth review here. That was very close. Going to end up being 4th and 4, it looks like. Wow.
Yeah, that was a.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. He thought he would have picked it up, but Revin had 17 catches for 125 yards in the regular season. I think he's got that in this game.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's been crazy.
4th down and 4. So after they couldn't get the 1st down on the free play by inches, another opportunity to 4th down, and they go empty backfield with Zuli out of the gun. Corky silent in the 2nd half. He's to the bottom of the screen. Zuli out of the gun. Back to pass. Pressure. Zuli caught right over the top of the defense. Down to 23 seconds to go. They are out of timeouts. 18 seconds left. They got to quickly spike the football, and Zuli does. 15 on the clock.
I was just about to say Zuli's doing what he did in the 1st half. He's waiting on the defense to get set. You're on offense, son. You don't have to wait for the defense. You are in control of the game.
Wow. Here we go.
He's got maybe 2 plays left, maybe 3 if they're really quick, and he's got, what, 35 yards to go. This is going to be.
He can't throw in the middle of the field.
No, he completes on the outside, they've got to get out of bounds.
Sully out of the gun. Corky to the bottom of the screen.
Take a shot to Corky.
Down to 15 seconds left. Sully back to pass. He's going to Corky. It is caught. And he breaks it down. Are you serious? Are you serious? Touchdown, DC!
Greg Corky is your MVP, baby.
Wow. Corky with the fly route down the sideline. 2 defenders there. Hauls it in. Shakes him off. Puts the entire team on his back. Shakes him off into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow.
And
what
he had blanket coverage on him.
No.
He was covered.
Wow.
I've lost my damn mind.
Wow. You can't ask for a better finish to a game. There's still 7 seconds left. This game's not over yet.
And they're going for 2.
Oh, wow.
To try to go up 3. They've taken the lead with 7 seconds to go. They handed off to Snowden. He didn't get it. So a field goal will win it, but Santa Fe's not going to get in position likely to do anything with that. So now it's 31-30, which would officially go down as the closest SFL championship game in league history.
What about Corky? I mean, the entire game playing just so below what people expected of him. And a couple of drops, and we're all like, man, did the pressure get to him? And then the last play of the game, he literally puts the team on his back, shakes guys off of his back, and makes the play of the year.
From the 10, Santa Fe trying to return the kickoff. They won't. Down to, actually 7 seconds left. Santa Fe does have all 3 timeouts, so they could potentially try to get sort of into Hail Mary range and then burn one. But
I think you got to try to get field goal range here.
They're gonna need some food to play.
You could potentially get off 2 plays here. They have to be really quick out routes or one really deep route down the middle of the field.
Better watch Nick T quick.
1st and 10, and Juan Bosco too. Tight coverage there on the line here for DC. And Garcia's out of the gun. Clock is ticking. Garcia deep down the middle of the field. That pass is incomplete. And a great hit over the middle by, I believe, that might have been Trevelyan or Ambush who was out there again on coverage. And this is the ball game, fellas.
Trevelyan or Ambush, either one. Big human beings that hit very hard.
70 yards to go here. I don't know if Garcia has that in his arm strength. They might need to hook and ladder. They got to pull out something miraculous here.
DC can't let him get behind him. They got to keep everything in front of him here. This is the ball game. Daniel Garcia back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the middle. The pass is caught, and the tackle is made. And the DC Dragons have won the championship by a miracle on Zach Sully's throw to Greg Corky. And I let the fellas give me a breath while we look at the post-game show stats and highlights.
Wow, this was the game that I thought it would be.
Wow.
That would end up making you lose your voice here in the 4th, and I got close.
I want to give it up to Ambrose on the play before the last play of the game, that he stepped back into coverage and he was able to deflect that pass. This goes to show why sometimes it is great to take a strong safety and move him into the linebacker spot.
That's a good point. I think you have to look at this, and you have to look at DC, and you really have to appreciate what an amazing season they had. They kind of had an up and down season during the regular season. You didn't even know if they were going to make the playoffs a couple of weeks out. They wound up sneaking into the playoffs, and then they struggled. They had offensive struggle where things didn't get going. There was times in this game things struggled, but as they did the entire playoffs, when they needed to make the play, they did. And it was always a different guy who stepped up for them each week.
Greg Corky finishes with 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. And what's crazy about that play is if he wouldn't have broken that tackle, I don't know if they could have gotten down the field that quickly to stop the clock before the ball game was over. That broken tackle was just as good as the catch he made.
I agree with you, Cam. I don't think Zuli would have been able to make it downfield fast enough to go ahead and spike the spike, as we saw previously that he hesitated to spike the ball when Santa Fe was offside, and also the previous play before that when he ran down and spiked it. He took his time.
That's a good point, yeah. And that's what made that play so amazing. As you're sitting here watching it, you're like, wow, he came up with the play. And it's like, oh, he's going to get tackled. And you're like, are they going to be able to spike it? Like, oh, he broke the tackle. Like, there was so much going on in that play. You're just kind of like, wow. And yeah, I mean, you couldn't have scripted anything to the game any better.
Richard Snowden finishes with 128 yards and a touchdown as you look at his fumble. And ultimately, surprisingly, it didn't cost the Dragons like it cost the Wolfpack. It just unbelievable what DC was able to overcome today.
It's unbelievable what DC was able to overcome throughout the entire season.
Exactly.
They would be here.
They were 3-3 with 2
Exactly.
games left. Unbelievable.
Can you believe? Can you imagine the guilt that would have been on Richard's shoulders if they would have lost this game?
That's a good point. I mean, and, it was really weird. We talked about
Here's the
throughout
play.
game.
Over Montero, breaks the tackle, and just outruns.
him.
Broke a tackle of a gold safety. They're one of their best players on their team.
Big players make big time plays.
Yep.
And that's why it really pays to have a big size receiver.
Yeah.
Player of the game ends up being Zach Zulli. He was 38 for 51, 358 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rating of 106.5, and that was right around his season average. And we finally saw, we didn't see it in the first 2 weeks, but we finally saw why Zulli was the second most efficient quarterback in the league this regular season.
Yeah, he came to play today. He came for the title. Like I said, both of these teams, franchise teams, first time in the title game, and somebody had to bring it, and Zulli came out to be the MVP.
Well,
Fine. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was just going to say, one of the things that we watched as this game went along was DC had so many opportunities that they missed on it. The drop passes by Corky, some questionable play calling along the way, the fumble by Snowden. Like, I think through most of the game we kind of felt like DC was the better team in this, but some of the things that they did, you're kind of like, are they going to be able to do it? But through all that, at the end of the day, they make the play that wins the game at the end. And I mean, you got to give your hats off to Zulli and Corky and that coaching staff. That was an impressive display throughout. They overcame a lot of adversity, not only through the season but in this game. And I think it was a well-earned win by him. And huge props and hats off to him.
So looking at these stats, I mean, these are unbelievable stats. A combined 47 first downs, 486 to 448 in total yards, even yards per pass attempt almost dead even, and just a remarkable ball game. Santa Fe was 6 for 8 on third down, and I'm going to go look at this because I'm pretty sure they punted one time and lost this game. And you go back to those Garcia interceptions that were huge, but as we sort of look through this, DC 1 touchdown 4 times in the red zone, yet they still won the ball game. Just some remarkable stats as DC 83 plays to Santa Fe's 68. I mean, these are pretty even across the board, guys.
Yeah. And also, my MVP of the game would have to be Raven. This guy showed up to play the game. I mean, on 17 catches over the entire season, 8 games. You show up in a big game.
11 for 103.
Had 103 yards, had 125 yards in 8 regular season games. I mean, just phenomenal.
He blew up the stat chart.
What's a credit to the DC coaching staff? I think they made the necessary adjustments and brought something different. And this is the one thing too, is we've seen with Santa Fe's defense all year how dominant they were, and in this game they looked kind of confused. I mean, you agree with that, Greg?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, DC, the coaching staff, as I know for a fact, they are probably one of the most dedicated groups insofar as putting together a game plan and just going over and over and over until they have reached optimum execution.
Oakenshield finishes the leader in tackles for DC with 7, but some big interceptions by Trevelyan, who ended up with 9 total tackles. Leroy Ambush, who not only had the interception, but it gives him credit for only 1 pass defended, but I feel like Ambush all day today had an impact in the passing game, maybe a little bit more than we're expecting, and that ultimately was the difference in keeping Bosco in check in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell that the DC defensive coordinator was shifting Ambush all over the field as far as shedding to the right, shedding to the left. Wherever Bosco was, Ambush was.
And I think Devon made the point earlier that the chess match that was going on. And that's really what we saw throughout the whole game. It was kind of a chess match going back and forth. It was punch, counter punch.
Right.
They would do this, they would adapt, they would do something else. It was really impressive. On both sides. To kind of see how it played out and how everything shifted.
So guys, as we take a minute to turn to the off season, because people are, asking questions and they want to know what's going on because they want to see more games like this, and I can assure you we'll have more games like this. I'll be flying to Florida in a couple of weeks to film a documentary along with Emmy Award-winning independent filmmaker Frank Gooden, telling our story of sort of, what kind of magic we have here and what kind of magic we're going to be bringing into next season, our 6th season, and we've crowned 4 different champions up to this point. Damon, you were here for the first time and got to witness arguably the greatest game in SFL history. How are you holding up over there?
Hey, dude, the trip was well worth the drive. So I'm going to drive home a happy man because I was able to come out here and experience this. Being here in the booth with you guys was just awesome and phenomenal. I have no regrets for making this trip.
And we're here in San Antonio, so if anyone else decides, hey, I want to drive 3.5 hours or longer to come and do one of these games with us, man, we're all ears. Mike, this was your first SFL season, and you sort of saw some ups and downs. You saw some really ugly defensive contests. You saw some, a thrilling overtime game there in the middle of the season. But I think tonight you finally saw the cream of the crop.
Yeah, there was definitely some great games throughout the season. But, I mean, tonight, in the biggest game of the year, it's kind of hard to put it in the words, I think, just the way things come together. And, it was my first season, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of it. I thank you guys for allowing me in. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I can't wait to do more with you this season with our leagues at PX Sports and head into the off season and look forward to next season with you guys as well.
Also, we should mention, too, that CAG NFL has a phenomenal league as well. They do some great things over there, CAGNFL.com. They've got, they utilize All Pro. PX1 utilizes the great and beautiful Madden 16. And, all 3 leagues have a lot to offer because, A, we play professionally, B, we play for simulation football, and C, we play to have a good time. And this was a good time, Greg.
Oh yeah, this was awesome. I mean, I knew this game was going to be good. I did not anticipate it being this good. But more than that, both of these teams had a great season. They will both be back. But what I am looking forward to is the next season. Like I said, they both had a great season. Santa Fe has no reason to hang their head. They'll be back strong. And DC, congratulations to you for being the champs, your first outing. And let's see what else you can do in the upcoming season.
Make sure to also follow our Twitch channel. We'll be doing off-season updates every week or every other week throughout the off-season as we prepare for our 6th season, which is going to be a lot of fun. For the first time, we're going to have multiple games on one night. And if you think one game is exciting, how about 2 or 3 of them in your living room as well? We'll have a lot more guys like Damon, Mike, and Greg contributing to our presentation, and as everything sort of gets a boost because we are rocking and rolling. We're going to take this momentum all the way into season 6, and we're fired up for that. So make sure to give our channel a follow. We'll be announcing the new teams. We'll be announcing. We'll be doing the draft process. We'll be updating free agency. We'll be doing all that through our Twitch channel this offseason, twitch.tv/simulationfl. Guys, DC 31, Santa Fe 30. Give me your final thoughts on ultimately what you thought was the biggest difference in this ball game. And we'll start with you, Greg.
I'm going to say it was Revin. Without Revin's input to the game, I don't think DC had a shot at winning this game.
Mike?
Zuli. I mean, he wound up getting the player of the game, but he had 51 pass attempts. He didn't turn the ball over. He played really well. Snowden had a decent game, but Zuli, 38 completions, 358 yards, a couple of touchdown passes. Even though Greg Corky really is the one who made the ending play, I mean, Zuli's really the one that kind of kept him in the game the whole game, even though he had a few struggles throughout. I mean, Zuli made plays when he needed to.
Devon?
I got on Santa Fe side of the ball. Excuse me. 3 interceptions in the championship game. And also on the defensive side, Santa Fe played pretty good defense up front. But the secondary, as far as cheating up, you can't leave Greg Courtney one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? The man is just too good. And he proved it and showed it tonight why he is the best receiver in this SFL.
It's been one heck of a season. Stay tuned to simulationfl.com for our new website reveal as well. That will come in the next couple of months. We'll have highlights of this game on our YouTube channel, and we'll keep that video fresh as we lead you into the sixth season of what should be the most exciting season of SFL football. Final score, DC 31, Santa Fe 30. The DC Dragons are your new SFL champions. Alongside Greg Morris, Damon Simeon, Mike Peters, I'm Cameron Irvine. It's been a pleasure and a presentation of the Simulation Football League Network on Twitch.tv. What a great ride. Congrats to DC. Good night, everybody.
Peace. Good night.